All right, so Dr. Smith, obviously, we're going to jump out of ultimate bariatrics land on this one, okay? Just like the transparency of these blogs over the years, that's the same format that my business has used, right? Showing the clients I'm dealing with, showing the behind the scenes, showing all the cool stuff. So moving forward with my business, I want to pick your brain on a couple things because I admire what you've accomplished in your career and your business and your growth. Couple things. I'm gonna give you some tips. You just kind of tell me what comes to mind. Okay. When somebody says nice guys finish last, is that true? Is that a myth? Nice guys finish last. What is that?
Well, I've heard that a lot, and I guess my opinion is nice guys probably finish the best. You may achieve short-term success by being ruthless or cutthroat or evil or conspiratorial, but having character is what it really means at the end of the day. And standing by your principles and doing the right thing. Sometimes the right thing is hard, and you have to make difficult decisions that are emotional decisions and financial decisions and all sorts of decisions. But if you will set a principled goal, nice guys can finish best.
Okay, staying ahead of your competition. Okay, what are some things, what are some strategies that you have taken in place to stay ahead?
What strategies do I try to employ to stay ahead of the competition? Or I think the number one thing is I try to keep my eyes open and listen and look at examples in the non-bariatric world. Okay, get outside of the little doctor bubble and see what's really going on in the community and things like that. And where are people at? And meet your patients where they are. Instead of saying, here I am, push button A, B, or C, I try to think outside the box and really try to see where the community is and what's going on in the other land. I don't know if I'm ahead of my competition or not, but I'm happy where we are. And I think that's the key to success. Is I'm 64 years old and I still get excited to get up and go to work every day. I love my job, I love my patients, I love my staff. I'm blessed, and I think that's contagious. If you're happy, that is contagious. If you're negative, that is also contagious. So trying to be positive and happy, I think, is the key to staying ahead in life and in business. So that's just my opinion.
Dealing with mentors and people talking wealth, people talking growth, a guy like me I feel like I've mastered the art of labor, right? Make a lot of money, but it's labor. I don't make money in my sleep. If I'm not editing, the cash register isn't getting rung, right? So one of my biggest, I don't want to say it's a gift and a curse, is not being able to find the help that can keep up with me continues to elevate my game. Now, every ultra successful person I talk to, they're not a one-man show. They have a 50-man team, 500, 600 employees, and people are delegate. Me, it's hard for me to bring somebody in because you run circles around them. Next thing you know, they're not in the building anymore. How do you handle employees, staff, ego, pride, emotions? How do you handle it in the workplace?
Boy, I wish I had a good answer to that question. Okay, so how do you, if you're a surgeon, if you're not on your feet, you're not making money, right? If you're not operating or seeing patients or this or that or the other. And there's just so many hours in the day and so many surgeries that a person can do and so many patients that they can see. So you have to have help. And it's trial and error. And I probably haven't made every mistake possible because there's probably one mistake right around the corner for me to make in business. But I've not been afraid to try new things, and that's the key. And every time I brought a new doctor in, there's never a great time to bring a new doctor in. There's never a best time to bring a new doctor in. It's almost like having a baby. There is no best time to have a baby, right? They just happen when they happen, and you deal with it. And that's like bringing a new surgeon in because it takes a long time to get them on insurance And no one is a clone, right? We don't have clones of ourselves, so we have diverse personalities. So you and the staff have to adapt to this new personality and try to not hammer on them to force them to be just like you, but at least groom them to stay in the same mold or mentality. And I think we've achieved that. I think the three of us, and plus our fellow, we really, number one, we try to put the patient first. We try to stay as current as possible and as diverse as possible, so that we're not one-trick ponies or fitting everyone in the same cubbyhole. And we genuinely care about each other. And we're all as different as you can possibly be, but we have the same goals. And the goal is to provide the best quality care for our patients, to be available, to be kind, to be competent, and to take care of our staff. We have very little turnover in our staff. I've got some people that have been with me 17 years. That's hard to see in most doctor's offices. You don't see that. You see that occasionally, but you don't see it a lot. And so that's a kind of a source of pride for me, that I have several staff that have been with me forever and ever, and will probably be with me till I either die or retire. But I think that's the key, is you have to continue to try to grow and continue to try to maintain the best quality you can, but mainly be kind. And do we miss that mark every now and then? Yep. I can piss people off better than you would believe. And sometimes I do it without even knowing that I've done it. I have that natural talent. But when I do, I try to rectify it, and I try to recognize it, and try not to repeat the same mistakes I've made in the past. So kindness, competence, courtesy, and excellence. And I had a really good friend, Frank Peck's his name. I'm sure he won't mind me mentioning him. He's a business guy in Norman that helps me get started in my very early days of private practice. And he told me once that excellence is not perfection. The definition of excellence is just doing a little bit better tomorrow than you did today. And so I've tried to stick with that, and I really do try to do just a little bit better next week than I did this week. Because I know I'm never going to be perfect. None of us are ever going to be perfect. And if you strive for perfection, you'll always be frustrated. But if you can try to do just a little bit better each time, that's excellence, and that's what we're striving for here.
So this little experiment was a success because you gave me all these little tidbits of information, quotes, and like I said, the great thing is, we're not talking ultimate bariatrics, but we are talking business, and it is the same thing. My job is to make you look good as a business. I appreciate everything you do, my friend.
All right. We'll see.